Many say exploration is part of our destiny, but it's actually our duty to future generations and their quest to ensure the survival of the human species.
The Interplanetary Podcast. The exploration of space for the benefit of all mankind. Your hosts, here in London, Matthew Russell and Jamie Franklin.
Oh yeah, baby space.
Oh yeah, baby space.
Good.
Boom. Matt, how are you?
I'm rushing around, Jamie. As you know, I'm moving house.
Moving house, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to have to edit this on my computer that I've left all set up to edit. But, oh my God, yes. Hectic. It's going to be a short one this
Well, that's
week.
very exciting and hectic times.
Hectic times, moving house. Oh my God. Anyway, who was that, Jamie? What marvellous person quoted that?
Well, it's the one and only Buzz Aldrin, Matt.
The Buzzster.
The big Buzz. We love him, don't we?
Oh my God, what an absolute legend.
Completely is.
So yeah, November the 11th is the 52nd anniversary of Gemini 12.
Oh, 52nd.
52nd anniversary, which of course is Buzz Aldrin's first flight into space.
It is. 4-day mission, Matt.
The 10th and final Gemini flight.
And the 18th manned American spaceflight.
And the 26 space flights of all time, if you include X-15 flights that went over the Kármán line.
That's correct. It was also the 5th rendezvous and 4th docking with an agenda target vehicle. Or ATV, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you know it was Mr. Lovell, James Lovell's second flight as well? That's a crew, isn't it?
No way.
That's a crew, isn't it?
I didn't know that.
Lovell and Aldrin. Glory.
Well, here's some stats for you, Matt. As you know, you love a stat, don't you? Buzz performed 3 EVAs for a total of 5.5 hours, successfully demonstrating that astronauts can effectively work outside of the spacecraft.
Yes, and it's funny, isn't it? Because David Baker mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on the show that Buzz Aldrin was really, really influential when it came to all the spacewalk innovations, including the underwater training, which of course is standard now in the buoyancy tanks.
Yeah.
So a lot
As
of that,
we know, we've been there, haven't we, Matt?
Yeah. Well, we've been to
Didn't go in.
No,
but
we've been to the European version of it, yeah, which is in Cologne.
Absolutely loved that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So, Matt, 14 scientific experiments, frog eggs, photography, nuclear emulsions. That's cosmic ray photography, Matt.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I'm intrigued about frog eggs.
Yeah,
Matt.
well, it's something to do with how do frog eggs grow in microgravity. It's always interesting, isn't it? A bit of frog spawn. It's a bit of a kind of junior school experiment, isn't it, with frog spawn?
It is. One of my mates once ate some frog spawn from a pond.
Ooh.
He was a weird kid.
Oh, man.
I won't name and shame.
There was a kid called Tim who used to do stuff like that.
Oh, really? Oh, Tim?
Yeah, Tim. Guess how many people at the US Department of Defense, they gave up how many people to work on Gemini 12 to support it?
I'm going to hazard a guess at 9,776.
Oh, so close. It was 9,775. Well, I'll give you it. Actually, I'll give you that because there's bound to have been an extra person, like a cleaner that someone forgot about.
Exactly.
65.
Exactly. Never forget the cleaners.
65 aircraft and 12 ships, all involved. And after the 4-day mission, Lovell had a bit of pink eye.
Oh.
And the Gemini capsule that came back to Earth is currently displayed at the Adler Planetarium in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, Matt, what an album that is.
Oh my God, Sufjan Stevens, Illinois, definitely. And what a song, Chicago.
Check it out. It's me and Matt don't often agree on music, but one thing we heartily agree on is Sufjan Stevens' classic Illinois.
And the first track features on our space playlist.
It does. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Shall we do a little bit of space news of the week?
Well, I think we should.
Here we go. The SpaceX Starman Roadster has gone beyond the orbit of Mars now. So it's...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And it's going to reach its furthest point from the sun, roughly on November the 8th. So around about now. And it's going to be 155 million miles from the sun. So 1.66 AU. one being the distance to the Earth. So it's gone a long way. It's pretty cool.
It has gone a long way. Shout out to SpaceX.
Yeah, and to Ben Pearson, whose model is really everyone goes to have a kind of look at where the Starman is, and he predicts the first Earth flyby to be November the 4th, 2020, where it will be a mere 32 million miles away. But it will get quite close to Mars that year on October the 6th. It will get 4.6 million miles from Mars, which in terms of...
it's just round the corner.
Yeah, which in terms of solar system distances is quite near. It's quite near.
Matt, if I said to you, alien light sail, what would you say to me?
I'd say, Umamu. No, I wouldn't. I'd say, Humuamua.
You would, wouldn't you? So this is quite interesting. Yeah. And again, we come down to just common sense, people. Stop getting silly.
Yeah. Well, I like this story, but it's a classic example of how the press get a little bit carried away. But actually, there was some really solid journalism from the likes of Eric Berger and Lauren Grush, our wonderful guests from this year. They both wrote very measured pieces on this and got some nice interviews with other people about this. Jonathan McDowell was weighing in, of course, another one of our guests, and I think I'm going to leave his quote to the end because I think it pretty much sums it up. But
it does.
A couple of guys at the Harvard University, at the Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, Loeb and Byerly, I hope I pronounced their names right, basically have suggested that Oumuamua might actually be an alien light sail. And the reason why they're saying this is because, first of all, when it first entered the solar system, it was called a comet because they thought it was a comet. And then when they realised it was an interstellar interloper, they called it an asteroid. But then they noticed a few kind of a few sort of changes in its orbit that could be only explained by gassing, like comets do, outgassing, where the comet, as it heats up, it lets gas out, and that gas changes the direction of the comet.
That's right.
But the problem with that is they've not seen any of this outgassing. So one theory that Loeb and Byerly are suggesting is that Oumuamua is very, very long, but actually only 0.3 to 0.9 millimeters thick. And the only way you could have that is if it was a purpose-built light sail. And of course, it would work, and that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, whilst it makes sense, their error there was to say it can only be.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, I don't think Loeb and Byerly, they're saying, look, this is a perfectly reasonable explanation. It's not wild. It's not a wild guess. They've done the maths and they've done the physics, and they're saying this is a reasonable explanation. And I agree, it's a reasonable explanation. However, the likelihoods of it being the correct one are unbelievably small, I reckon. It's a really classic one where you just apply Occam's razor. Yes, it's a nice, simple solution to the problem. It's a light sail. And most people's misinterpretation of Occam's razor is that you choose the simplest solution. That's not quite right. It's what takes the least amount of assumptions. And really, the comet theory still requires the least amount of assumptions. It doesn't have to assume that there's an alien race capable of creating a light sail for a start off. It just has to assume that the comet isn't very dusty, and that's the reason why we haven't seen the outgassing, because there's no dust to kick up. So it's a classic Occam's razor would suggest that it's still a comet, but it's a very interesting paper nevertheless. And I think...
Well, let's hear from Jonathan McDowell, Matt.
Yes.
Give us this quote.
So I saw one of Jonathan McDowell's tweets on this, and he's been quoted quite a lot in a lot of the newspaper articles, thankfully. But I write one tweet, and it says, the way to read this paper is that here's the light sail guy, because Loeb is also involved in Breakthrough Starshot, which is all about light sails. He kind of knows his stuff, so he's got that on his mind. And he goes, oh, that's what it might look like if a light sail entered another solar system. So the way to read his paper is that here's the light sail guy going, hey, if you are into light sails, note that Oumuamua looks just like a light sail would look, which is very, 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 very different from it's probably a light sail. So I think Jonathan McDowell's giving Loban and Biley a charitable view on their paper, and I think that's exactly the right thing to do. I think that's good. It's a nice little, it's a good look at science journalism and a nice little story nonetheless. It might be a light sail. Who knows? Who knows?
Matt, do you know what's just arrived in the US?
I believe we mentioned it, didn't we? Is it the European service module for the Orion spacecraft?
It is that, Matthew.
Yes.
The powerhouse that will help NASA's Orion spacecraft venture beyond the moon is stateside. The European-built service module that will propel, power and cool during Orion flight to the moon on Exploration Mission 1 arrived from Germany at the agency's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. We need to hit up our man in Florida, our roaming reporter in Florida, don't we, Matt?
Absolutely. It's got to be so cool to go down and actually see it.
That would be the one.
I'm gonna slag off the whole of the SLS Orion thing. Actually, not the Orion thing. It kind of I'm gonna slag. It's just ridiculous, the whole thing. Anyway, so it's all behind schedule, but at least the European part isn't behind schedule anymore, and it's got there, and that's not the thing slowing anything down. So we can relax now as Europeans. We've done all right. We've done all right.
Our job's done.
Yeah, 20,000 components, and the 4 solar arrays provide enough electricity to power 2 3-bedroom houses. So that's not bad, or a house about the size of the one that I'm moving into.
How many bathrooms you got, Matt?
It's about 10.
You've probably got 7 now, haven't you? Yeah.
2 foyers, 14 reception rooms, that kind of thing. But the manoeuvring engine is a refurbished space shuttle engine. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Keep it eco. I like it.
And if you, Jamie, if you haven't seen it, you need to check out the footage from the Soyuz flight that failed.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
They've released it. It's absolutely amazing. It's like from a GoPro on the side of the boost, on the side of the main booster, and as the 3 boosters fall away, it just suddenly goes completely ballistic. I didn't realise it was going to be that violent. I thought it was just going to be the booster sort of scraping the side of the rocket, but it absolutely tumbles the rocket. It's like terrifying. It's unbelievable. You have to watch it.
Well, I will be watching that after we press stop. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. It's absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, go and watch that. The other thing that I thought was brilliant this week was Robert Zubrin has been out telling everyone about his plan called Moon Direct. So obviously we're very familiar with his
man Bob Zub.
Yeah, or Bobby Z, as he's known on our Discord channel.
Yeah,
which is very cool. So Zubrin's come out with Moon Direct, and I really, really like it, and it kind of does make the whole SLS LOPG fiasco seem just so rubbish. And the one thing that Bobby Z rightly points out is this whole idea of having astronauts exposed to radiation in a like unbelievably dangerous amounts of radiation in a space station around the moon. What's the point when they can just go down to the surface? And
also, Matt, just in terms of finance, he's showing how unnecessarily expensive the gateway would be.
Yeah, well, it's just ridiculous because you've actually got a launch vehicle that's good to go, that's really cheap for his plan. So his plan is this, right? You've got 3 Falcon Heavy launches. So the first launch just takes loads and loads of cargo to the moon, basically. Solar panels, microwave power beaming stuff, electrolysis and refrigerating units, a couple of crew vehicle trailers, teleoperated robotic rovers. And those rovers are able to go round setting up this new station on the moon. Then you've got a second Falcon Heavy launch that takes a 12-ton habitation module, some food, some spare space suits, some scientific equipment, some tools, and then the rovers hook up the module power and do all that kind of stuff. So basically you're sort of building a infrastructure. And then the genius bit is this thing called the Lunar Excursion Vehicle that's able to sort of hop around the moon. So once you're on the moon, you can jump around everywhere and look at places. But you can also come back to low Earth orbit and pick astronauts up and go back to the moon again. So
that's what's genius. And for those of you who were wondering about the electrolysis, well, that's obviously going to be to turn the frozen lakes on the moon into oxygen and hydrogen, Matt, so that we can actually affordably get back to and from return trips.
Yeah, so you can you generate the fuel on the moon. The moon is a fueling station. You just need a human-rated Falcon 9 launch that puts a crew up into low Earth orbit. So that's just on your standard Falcon 9, which is going to be available next year. Then they transfer into this lunar excursion vehicle, which was launched on a Falcon Heavy. And then they fly to the moon, land on the moon in the lunar excursion vehicle, and they can get back to low Earth orbit using that excursion vehicle. And it just saves so much money. It's just so much better, isn't it?
It seems to be amazing that NASA don't just hire Robert Zubrin to be like the man who just is the consultant here. Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Well, I think
seems to be very political, man.
Yeah, it's a persona. I think he's a bit of a persona non grata over at NASA. He's very, very critical, as is a lot of people about SLS and LOPG. The more you look at it, the more it turns out that LOPG is kind of that post hoc reasoning for it. It's like, well, we need something for SLS to do because we've just spent the last 10 years spending $2 billion a year building this thing. So we need something for it. Well, yeah, we can just about justify putting this LOPG as like, oh yeah, we can need it, and then kind of make up a load of stories about why it's so good and that you can teleoperate robots from the space station, and you can do loads of stuff from there and use it as a launching pad. It's like you can use the moon as a launching pad, and it's clearly loads safer, and by this loads cheaper. So I would love to know what listeners' thoughts are on this, but
we would love to get your feedback.
I'm totally with Bobby Z on this.
I'm with Bobby Z too. And Matt, I know that we normally do this at the end of the show, but if people want to get in touch to tell us their comments or thoughts, how do they do it?
They just go to interplanetary.org.uk.
Sounds simple.
Does sound simple. Bit of Patreon, a bit of going to like and subscribe on the old iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to our podcast, but preferably iTunes. We like to have a lot of activity on that. Thank you very much.
Maybe you're on the Instagram. Or maybe you want to check us out.
Or the Facebook. The Zuckerberg book. Or I like to call it the Nick Clegg book. But Jamie, we're gonna have to wrap this show up. It's gonna be a super short show.
We haven't even done. I mean, people I know are going to be annoyed that we missed out Space Word of the Week, but we've always got next week.
We've always got next week, and Space Word of the Week this week was going to be home and transfer orbit. I know, but we'll have to do that next week because I've run out of time, Jamie, and I apologise to all the listeners. Might as well mention a few important launches coming up, by the way.
Here we go.
So this morning I watched a Soyuz from Kourou launch.
Yeah.
We've got a Pegasus XL today, which hopefully will have gone by the time this podcast goes out. And we've got that first commercial mission by the Electron on Saturday.
Nice.
Hopefully. And as an Indian launch, a Chinese launch, we've got a Cygnus going up on an Antares and a Falcon 9 Block 5. So it's all go. And by the 16th of November... we might see the return to flight of a Soyuz FG.
Thank God.
So that's a really important one. 16th of November, the Soyuz flight from Baikonur.
And when I say thank God, Matt, I mean thank David Bowie.
Thanks, David Bowie. Bowie's in space. So, Jamie, I've got to say goodbye to absolutely everyone, and thank you very much for listening, y'all.
Goodbye, everyone. Watch that pink eye.
And once I've moved house, everyone, I'll have plenty more time to work on podcast content. So this will be, one of those thin and light versions that will be quite rare from moving on. So
it will be. Well, have a good house move, Matt. Good luck with everything, and we all look forward to the housewarming party.
Excellent. Right, see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.